So I walk around in this body day in, day out, and there are 5 key habits I do in order to keep this level of a physique, because I can teach you how to get there. The moment I leave, you'll fuck it up because you're not applying these 5 things. The very first thing I'm going to tell you I do, and this is how you know I'm going to be raw and honest, now this video may be a little bit different to what you were expecting, is the first thing I do is I walk around with my top off every day. Why? Why do I do this? Well, for sure, I live in a sunny area. I've got Mediterranean skin. I like to keep my suntan up. Yeah, sure, mate. Why I really do this is because it sets me apart from most human beings. I walk around and I see 1 or 2 people that look like me. This means I get a good amount of eye glances, especially from women and also from men. Whichever way you bat, I don't really care. But it gets me a lot of validation on the move. Now, it's not that the validation is great, although it is. People tell you don't search for validation in other people, and you shouldn't. Your own internal belief should be above anybody else. No matter what anyone else says to you, it doesn't matter as much as what you believe about yourself, fine. However, just by getting those consistent looks, just by getting those head tilts, just by women holding eye contact with you and smiling, do you know what this does? It reminds you. It reminds you of the physique you have built, the man you have become, and the type of person you now are. So because you're reminded of this each and every day, when faced with challenges, when faced with meals out, you're not going to pick garbage because you understand it's either garbage or eye contact. And you've tried garbage and it tasted quite nice in the moment, but you were getting no eye contact, and that was a lot more painful because we as human beings will much prefer human connection than seed oils. So subconsciously, just by walking around and getting the looks, getting the validation, getting the likes on Instagram, it just frames your mindset before you do anything that could sway you off this path. This is probably the biggest and the longest lever that's going to keep you in shape. Because people are almost always reconfirming the work you've done, the man you've become, and the physique you have now built. This is arguably the most powerful trait you will have in order to maintain the six-pack. It may sound shallow, it's not shallow. It may sound small-minded, it's not small-minded. This is the man you have become. The world is celebrating the man you have become. Now you have the duty to continue being that man day after day, or it is all taken away from you. You know? And ultimately, people that come into your life now because of the version you are, if you don't obtain that person, they will leave because they like you for you right now. But if you're not that person anymore, they will leave, and rightly so, because that's not the bargain they bought into. So that's the very first thing I do to stay lean. I will walk around everywhere with my top off. Most people will not tell you this, but you can really see how powerful this is for actually keeping you lean because it frames your mindset in every decision. The second thing I do, which is kind of boring, but I still do it to this day, I'll weigh all my food. I do know my macros and calories, but I don't so much follow macros and calories, or I set it, but then from there I follow a meal plan. So I know how much of a certain amount of beef I'm eating, how much spinach, how many eggs. I know how much oats, kiwi, pineapple, bananas I'm eating. I know how much of each food and I weigh it out. Now, why is this important? Because it's nice to understand what you are putting inside your body. It also makes it very easy to go shopping. Everything's to a number. Now, this might just be my own ADHD mind. I really like that. I really like to know how much has gone in and what result we get on the other end. It gives me so much clarity over what has happened and what result we then get. So it may be oh, you still weigh your food. And a lot of people will be I just eyeball it. It's you're going to put the food in the bowl anyway. What's the difference if you've inserted a scale underneath that's telling you how much is in there? It baffles me. You're in the kitchen anyway. You're putting the food into the pan, but put the pan on the scale before you put it on the hob. People I just eyeball. It's you save yourself, 1 second, if that? You save yourself 1 second by just eyeballing your food. Yeah, I've got clear accuracy, which I probably saved myself 2 trips to the shop because I know exactly how much food I need to eat, how much I need to get in, and how much I need to buy. I know what result I'm getting off what food I'm eating. I know when I need to increase my food and how much buy because everything's measured. What you don't measure doesn't get accounted for. What you don't account for, you can't put your hands on, and you're just guessing. When you're just guessing, you don't have clarity. When you don't have clarity, it increases stress. When you increase stress, that comes with a whole host of problems. So it sounds basic, it sounds boring, weighing your food out daily, but like, look at what it actually gives you. And realistically, how hard is it to actually like know how much you're eating? Now, I think what people get at when they say I just eyeball, I think it's because it saves them the time tracking into MyFitnessPal. And I can kind of understand that, but don't do it that way then. Put your diet into MyFitnessPal once, know the foods and the measurements. I know, write it down, stick it to your fridge or something, or have it on your phone like I do, and then just know what measurements you need. That's it. I'm not telling you to track your macros and your calories. They should be done once, and then you follow the meal plan. So you're following a meal plan, not a macro plan. And the problem a lot of you have is you'll try and follow macros and you'll make things fit. And then that, of course, that I sometimes do on a rest day, infinitely more stressful, infinitely more like brain points that it takes away to do so. Whereas on a training day, I don't try and like get an off-plan salmon meal. I'll just stick to exactly the same foods, and it's done, and it's simple, and it's easy. And that, honestly, it saves you a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it will absolutely keep you to the body that you want to. So there's the first 2 points. The third one is I don't eat garbage. I don't eat KFC, I don't eat Mackey's, I don't eat random desserts, I don't eat like utter garbage. I got shredded on the 13th of June, reversed out since then. We're now 2 months since, we're 4 kg up, we're maintaining leanness, we're maintaining good size, and honestly, I've just eaten a clean diet. Like plenty of meat, plenty of fish, plenty of veg, plenty of fruit, oats and potato as the fiber content, yogurt, bit of dark chocolate, and that's what I eat. And like dark chocolate, I eat 90%. Most of you put 90% dark chocolate in your mouth, like you'll fucking probably be sick because it's not for everyone. It's really, really not. But that's the one thing I do like. So I don't eat that. In fact, you could say dark chocolate is the only non-single ingredient food I actually eat. And you could say, it's chocolate, it's still chocolate. Like, fine, whatever, fine. That's the nth degree in which I'm at. A lot of people are going out eating literal sugar, literal seed oils, and literal garbage. I don't put any of that in my body because I know how it makes me feel. If I ever eat out, I'll try and stick to single ingredient foods. If I ever eat out and I've eaten something which isn't, I feel it very, very, very quickly. When you just eat single ingredient foods for a long period of time, you realize how pure your body gets. Then when you actually put some random garbage in there, watch how your stomach reacts. I guarantee you bloated for the rest of the night, and good luck to the toilet seat the next day. So that's the third thing I do. I eat it, keep it clean, I keep it simple. I eat just like what God gave us for food. Single ingredient foods from the land, from the sea, from the fucking bushes. And that's literally what I eat to keep that shape. The next thing I will do, which kind of goes in with point one, I will always walk 10,000 steps a day, every day as a non-negotiable. No matter what phase of my physique development I'm in, I will always walk 10,000 steps a day, sometimes more, but on average, the baseline minimum 10K gets hit. 10K, that is an absolute like necessity, non-negotiable. If you just do that, like more than likely you're not going to properly overspill when you are like not in this phase. And you could say now with point five, I will always train as hard as humanly possible because I understand the process of you put the food in, but why did you put the food in? It was to support training stimulus and training performance. So if you're not training hard enough, and how do you know if you train hard enough? Again, going back to tracking, because I like to track things because that's the way we like to work. You know if you're training hard enough because you know what you got last time. So you know you either need to at least get the same, if not beat it. That's how you know you train hard enough. That's how you know you're putting the food to good use. And let's say you've never really trained that hard and you've been tracking but always like a couple of reps in reserve. Like physically just try a set where you like you only have to do this once, but like do a set where you like imagine you had a gun to your head and you did as many reps as possible just to really understand what failure actually looked like for you, so you had a good understanding. What will do you well is to train with a training partner. I've always trained with a training partner and we push all the way up to failure. And you can do that with a training partner because they can get the most out of you because they can see when you're still moving that weight up and it's still gliding up in 2 seconds rather than taking like 4 to finish off the movement. So I'll always make sure I train hard. I understand the concept. You're eating the food, you better bloody well use it. Otherwise, what's going to happen to it? Stored as energy around your midsection to say goodbye to your abs. So that's what I do to stay in pretty lean condition for most of the year round. That's what I want you to do to keep the physique that you work so hard for. Like, because as well, we can keep upping your food. If you're still training, you're progressing, you're going to need more food, sure. You'll have the ability to increase more food. I think that's what a lot of you are scared of. You're like, you don't want to eat on really low calorie for the rest of your life, which understandably, of course, you shouldn't have to. But you need to give your body a reason to need those calories to sit at maintenance and to really get your resting metabolic rate calorie amount up as well. So that's my 5 tips. That's how I literally stay in the shape that we do, and we can show you on camera. If you found this video valuable, subscribe to the channel. And if you want me to actually get you in good shape, then there'll be a link in the description. Come and join the Gorilla Platoon. We've had many results in the past, which you can check out on our Instagram page. I'll link that below as well. Yeah, and other than that, I'll see you tomorrow.